can I just give some context and can I take my time just a little bit uh, and just kind of give you my heart on what I'm trying to do. So it might start off kind of slow, but I promise you I'm going somewhere. Is that okay? Say take your time. Why y'all ain't tell me that? Y'all usually say take your time. Why y'all ain't say it this time? All right now. Don't get brand new on me. Uh, One of the I've been enjoying. Anybody in the group? Is anyone in a group? Uh, I've been enjoying. If you're not in the group, you need to get in the group. But I've been enjoying my group, and one of the things that uh, I've just kind of been talking about, even in our group, even though it hasn't been playing, is to. It's like my heart for pastoring. Does that make sense? Like my intent behind it, because we know some. Any of y'all been in some? Any of y'all been in some churches where uh, we don't even got to finish that statement, do we? You been in that church too? Me too. And so there's some things that I've just kind of been committed to doing different. Does that make sense? And one of the things is really our preparation. I told y'all I was gonna get y'all in here. Is our preparation of okay? How candid can I be? I'm streaming, so a little tailored, but also candid. I never wanted to be the pastor that um, you was blessed, but the church won't bless. You know, I never really wanted to be that guy where it's like, you've seen them. You go like, man, pastor, like, dang, and then the people like, dang, but two different sides of dang. I never really wanted to be that, which is why for 3 years I didn't even take a salary because I was like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what I can and cannot do with my money, and I ain't let them church folk tell me like that's just kind of how it was, right? And my heart has been, man, I want to see the church advance. Does this make sense? I want to see the church uh, be empowered to live the life that God has called them to live. And what has happened is this church that I love so much, I love it dearly. The church is great. It's had some bad days, but well, that's everything in life. There's nothing that's perfect. There's no perfect organization, no perfect thing. And I think we've seen at times the church kind of abuse financial talks, building funds that never get built. You kind of look around and you're like, dang, where my money going? And I just never wanted to be that. But what happens is not but period, because I'm not that at all. What happens though is that we often correct an error with an error. So because we've seen it abused, what happens a lot of times is people check out. But God has so much to say about kingdom wealth and about prosperity and about finances. And so the error would be, Derek, to just not know anything about it. When the correct response is, okay, God, I've seen men mess it up. What do you have to say? That's the right approach. And so what I'm wanting to do is not just teach tithe. I mean, how do you manage the other 90%? How do I handle that? Because I know a lot of broke tithers. Tithe, but you still ain't got no money. And it's because you aren't doing your job in working the 90% well, and and then you're not, okay. You tithe without expectation, the heart not right, And you be quick to blame God when really it's lack of understanding. I'm not even going to say it's you. You hear what I'm saying? So my heart over this mini series is just, I want you to get God's approach. Amen? Is that okay? I know I'm taking a little time, but I feel like stuff like this, you need to take a little bit of time on. Because one thing I value more than anything is your trust. And I ain't going to jail for no stealing. You hear me, Shell? I got my own money. It's not about my seed. Take care of my need. I don't gotta manipulate. I ain't gotta twist your arm. Do it if you want. If you don't want to, take that up with God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You hear what I'm saying? So what we discussed last week is we asked ourselves about, well, we didn't talk about that last week. But if you came to the Bible study or heard at 9 a.m., we asked, whose money is it anyway? You got to answer that question. You got to answer, whose money is it? And because whoever money it is, that's who has the final say. Whoever money it is, that's who has that's my man right there. He like, I'm trying to get up here. That's my godson. Whoever's money it is, that's who has the final say. That's who can tell you what to do and what not to do. And every time money hits your hand, every time it comes in your hand, man, it's a test. It's a test of lordship, and it's a test of, do you have the ability to manage well what I've given you? And God also expects it to go to work. When the money hits your hand, he expects it to go to work. Okay? And we put our money to work really in three main areas. The first one is we tithe. The second one is that we have wise budgets. And we said a wise budget means every dollar has an assignment. So if I don't know where every dollar is in my budget, I'm probably mismanaging. Okay? And then the last one is we got wise investments. Okay? And so I want to pick up now, because what should be encompassed in all of that is you should be saving. This is not going to be a tithe message. It's going to be a savings message. Okay? Because what I believe, like never, and it's not because I've heard this or seen that. Well, I've heard from God. I believe so. I just kind of really sense that like in my nowhere. So I won't even say it's God's voice, but like this impression that the next thing our world is going to encounter is going to be a financial attack. It's going to be financial. It's going to be a have-not society. And it's, you got to be prepared, man. You hear what I'm saying? And so what should be encompassed in wise budgets and wise investments is savings. As of January 2023, so as of last year, here's the latest reports. 57% of Americans, Cliff, do not have $1,000 in their savings accounts. A third of Americans don't have $500 in their savings accounts. So what that says is about 60% of this room, if a $1,000 bill came out of nowhere, it'll jack you up. Or if there was a $1,000 emergency out of nowhere, it would just throw you off. And so I want to teach a message called Save, say save, for saving's sake. Save for saving's sakes. We're not going to just save because we got a wedding coming up. We ain't saving because we got a trip. We're not saving because I want a new car or I want a new house. No, we're just going to save. How about this? Just because I can. Because you'll save for that wedding, and then the wedding comes, and then you ain't got no more money. And you save and you go on that trip. What up, Miami? And then you ain't got no more money. And you save, and you don't have no more money. And then if something happens, it's like, what do I do? And so what we have to begin to do is, as we manage what God has given us, we got to save for saving's sake. And so I want to look at Solomon just a little bit. Solomon gives us a lot of information in the book of Proverbs. Solomon was not only the wisest man to ever live, but he was also the richest. In fact, economists say this. Here's what's crazy, baby. Economists say that if Solomon was alive today, his net worth would be $2.1 trillion. She said, God bless it. Someone said, Solomon's single. He had $2.1 trillion. That would be his net worth. And so if anyone's going to talk finances, that's who we should be listening to. Because we said last week, right, like God gives you according to your ability to manage. And so if I see something that someone else has, I don't have to covet what they have. I need to learn their ability. Many of us want the byproduct of someone's ability is versus learning what the ability is that they have. You get what I'm saying? And so Solomon, he starts talking. And look at this in Proverbs. This is what he says. Check what the first one is. Proverbs chapter number 6. It says, go to the ant, O sluggard. Now, sluggard's a word we don't hear too much. You want to know what a sluggard is? It's a lazy person. Here's the direct translation of it, though. A well-abled body that refuses to do anything. So it's not that you can't do nothing. You are well-able. You just choose not to. And so Solomon's talking to a bunch of well-able people and saying, y'all tripping. It's not that you can't, it's that you won't. It's not that you can't. That's not great English, huh? It's not that you aren't able to. It's that you won't do it. I like ain't and can't better, though. But I'm talking finance, so I guess I should speak proper. It's not that you will not do it. It's that you choose not to. Whatever. So he says, you people, that not that you aren't able, but that you won't. I need you to consider the ant. Look at her ways, and then be wise. I love that, like, he calls the ant a her. As to say, like, there's something wise about this. All right, whatever. Okay, verse 7. Y'all have messed it up. Verse 7. Look at this, though. Without having any chief, officer, or ruler. Meaning, no one has to tell her. No one has to tell this person what to do. Watch this, verse 8. Verse 8. She prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. Here's what Solomon said. That ant don't got no ruler, don't got no chief, don't got no one in charge, but no one has to tell her that she needs to be thinking about her future. No one needs to tell her that she needs to be thinking about how about this? She needs to think past lunch. Help me out. Let's get ready to do this thing. Any y'all ever been to a picnic before? Cookouts? Here's what Solomon says. Man, I want you to consider that ant. That ant understands a couple of things. That in the summer, everybody got a family reunion. Everybody got a cookout, right? Everybody got stuff they want to do. But it's a lot of food. You might want a sandwich. You got a sandwich out here. I asked them in the first service, is it a sandwich or a sandwich? I think the sandwich depends on how good it's. Who makes it? Depending on who making it. Some of y'all make sandwiches, and some of y'all make sandwiches. How do you know which one you made? If it's pieces left over, you made a sandwich. Okay. We're gonna have some mac and cheese, right? Anyone like mac and cheese? It depends on who made it. Depends on who made it. Because it might be mac and cheese and, depends. Anyone like buffalo wings? You got to have some buffalo wings. Flats or legs? Woo, I know y'all know what y'all doing out here. Got to be more careful. Okay, so we getting ready for our little picnic. Anyone like pasta salad? That yes got a little more quiet. It was like, it depends. All right. I'm about to see. Lex, I'm about to see what they really on, though. I'm about to see what they really on. Because you got to have Cheetos, but it's a certain kind of Cheetos you got to have. It's only, you either getting flaming or jalapeno. Because if you got regular Cheetos, well, I'm glad you came to church today. We can fix that, right? And you're going to have some Cheetos. And we definitely got our cookies, right? Chocolate chip cookies? She was, yeah. She said, oh, yeah. So we're going to do our chocolate chip cookies. So here's what the aunt knows. Hold on. I got y'all talking about food for real. Okay. So you got your, he said, now I'm hungry. You came to church hungry. Okay. We only missing one, because what the aunt knows is that during the summertime, it's going to be a bunch of these kind of plates, right? And we only really missing one more thing, because you ain't at a family reunion, or you're not at a cookout, or you're not at a picnic, unless you hear this right here. This gotta come on first. Now we there. Come on. Turn it up a little bit. Turn it up. And what the aunt knows is while you out there, dropping food everywhere. Hey, dropping food. And here's what the ants know. The ants, you can turn it off. The ants come marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants come marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants come marching, don't know the rest of the words, but da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Yeah, come on. I'm marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants come marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. They gonna come clean all that food up. And here's what happens. When they clean it up, they don't just eat it all. They start storing that stuff. They might eat a little bit, but for the most part, they storing it up. Why? Because they know winter is coming. And when winter comes, you ain't going to be out there dancing in the Frankie Beverly and May. You're going to have that coat on like, hurry up, man, come on, let's go. Why? And so all the food is going to stop. And so here's what they know. While the getting is getting good, save for saving's sake. What do you mean? What I'm saying is that you're not going to always be in a position where you're making the kind of money you're making. And when the money is coming in, and when the finances are rolling through, it's not the time to be like, turn up. Because winter's coming. And he says, man, you better look at that ant. She ain't got no ruler. She ain't got no chief. She ain't got no officer. And no one has to tell her that there's a time where it's good and there's a time where it's not. That you better learn how to think past lunch. I know all this food looks good to you, but the reality is it won't always be this way. And it's not because God isn't good. In fact, God gave you more than enough in a different season. And you thought the more than enough was for you to go out there and flex. The more than enough was, I know what's coming. I know what's coming down the road. And I've given you enough for this so that when it comes. But you took your bailout money and went to Miami. You took your more than enough and brought them shoes. And you're saying, God, would you give me more? He said, I already gave it to you. Already gave it to you. But while you was two-stepping, you wasn't doing it right. You can clean this up for me. You wasn't doing it right. And so we have to become people who will say, no. There's a time and a place and there's a season for what I'm supposed to be focused on. In fact, Solomon was continuing to write. Look at Proverbs 21. Proverbs 21. Look what he says in verse number 20. He says, the wise, look at this, Mom, have wealth and luxury. I'm going to step on some toes here in a minute because I got to rewrite some of y'all thinking. The wise not only have wealth, but they also have luxury. Another translation says The wise have luxury things in their house. But fools spend whatever they get. He said, it's actually quite foolish for you to take every dime that comes into your hand and spend it. I gotta have them crabs though. Them crabs, man. What? Gotta have them crabs. Every weekend I gotta have them things. Let me get the bushel. Go get my newspaper. Make my sauce. No. He says, man, it's such a foolish thing to spend everything you get. He didn't say it's foolish to spend. It's foolish to spend everything you get. So we got to be smart enough to take the inverse of what Solomon is saying. So if foolish people spend, wise people do what? Save. And if I save long enough, I'll have, wealth and luxury. But saving takes time. Most of us try to get the luxury while being impatient, and we spend and got debt and got all this crap going on. And he's saying, no, you could have got the same result. You just would have been free in one state. God don't want you wealthy. I can't even take that, Pastor, because he got that wrong all the way. You're not supposed to have no wealth. You really supposed to just be getting by because that's the Christ-like thing to do. It's so dumb. Did I just say that out loud? It's stinking thinking. It's stinking thinking. It's stinking thinking. It's actually quite selfish to not know what God says about this. Because you mean to tell me, as an ambassador of the kingdom, as God's representative in the earth, to see a need and can't meet it? But here's where, I had this conversation in the barbershop a couple weeks ago. Man, God don't want you to do all that. I said, okay, I got one question for you. Go over there to Deuteronomy, chapter number 8, and if God never wanted this, I need you to help me explain this verse. You shall remember who? For it is who? Who? Who's the you? Gave Dale what? To do what? But he don't want you wealthy. Why he give me power to become what he doesn't want me to be? Why did he give me power to become what he doesn't want me to be? Stinking thinking. No. He's given me power to produce this. We got to figure out what it is. And let's be clear. The wealth is not for stuff. The wealth is for kingdom advancement. The wealth is to be a blessing to other people. The wealth is to be able to meet the needs of people around me. You hear what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's for, and he's giving me the power to do it. And so if I'm not seeing it, it's because I'm not tapped into something. There's power in your home, but you don't access it until you plug something in. There's power in your home, and you only access it when you plug something in or turn something on. And what I'm trying to do with y'all is get y'all turned on to what God, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I just need you turned on to some stuff. And it really comes down to you and how you manage what God has given you. So building wealth is really about three things. Here's the first one. God is my source. Less is more. And I got to say no today so I can say yes tomorrow. That's really what wealth is all about. Number one, God is my source. Say, God is my source. Oh, come on, say that. God is my source. It starts there, man. You got to recognize that everything else is a resource. Your job is a resource. Your investments are a resource. Your 401k and your IRA, that's a resource. Your business that you started, that's a resource. They're all byproducts of what God is doing. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, he's the one that put breath in your body. He's the one that woke you up. He's the one that made sure that you got to work safe. He's the one when you stood up, your limbs actually moved. I just love this house. Yeah, that's made from his trees. Man, I love this car. This is my car. Yeah, it was forged from metal from the core of his precious earth. Everything you have, here's what scripture says, that the earth and the fullness thereof is God's. It's all him. And I'm going to tell you this, and I've been saying this almost a year now. If you don't think it's God's, tell him he can't have it. Yeah, come on, feeling froggy, leap. God didn't tell him you can't. No. My business is sustained by the grace of God. And when you start having this mindset, it puts you in place. It puts things in perspective. No, God, all of this is because of you. He's your source. He's your source. Because you can take the job and y'all still be okay. Because you are my source. Does this make sense? And then God's then going to give you the power to produce wealth. We got to ask ourselves, well, what is wealth? Because most of us don't even know what it is. Wealth is the accumulation of what is left over after you spend it on all of your needs. And generally, how you decide to spend your money is based on ego and personal happiness. After you've taken care of God, after you've taken care of your needs, the rest of that is based off of ego and personal happiness, and you get to control that part. And I'm going to show you how ego and personal happiness is standing in the way of you seeing what God has for you. Are you okay with that? Tithe, needs, ego and personal happiness. I'm going to bring two people up here. God, show me who you want me to bring up here. I want to bring you up here. This is your second week, right? Come on. Second week up in here. Come on. I'm going to bring you up here. And then let me get some help. Let me see. You right here. Come on. All right. This is going to be a lesson where they're going to teach it. Okay? Y'all doing the hard work for me this time. Give me your names. Brandon and Shamika. Brandon, stand on this side of the table. Shamika, stand right here. All right. I want to show you, because listen, if you think wealth only comes by raising your income or making more money, you've got faulty thinking. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to give both of you guys the same amount of money, okay? You both make, for this illustration, you both make $120 a month, okay? What'd I just say? You see them reflexes? Don't be messing with me, dog. Nah, you ain't going to beat me anyway. I'm going to let you know that now. Okay, here we go. So you both make $120 a month, all right? So here's your 120. They all 120, right, Dre? Okay. Here's your 120. All right? You both make $120 a month. And because we're doing wise investments, wise budgets, and the first thing that we do, because we want God to enhance and protect, is we do what? As soon as we get paid, we do what? We tithe. Tithe is what? 10%. Why do we tithe? Yes, because we love him. Yes, because he's told us to. Yes, because it is a test of lordship. But also, it does four main things. four main things that tithing does. This is found in Malachi chapter 3, verse 10 and 11. The first thing it does is it empowers you to live under an open heaven. Open heaven means, man, you got unlimited access. Can y'all throw that up there for me, please? It empowers you to live under an open heaven. The second thing it does is just going to cause you to live a blessed life. The third thing it does is it eliminates need. And the last thing it does is it rebukes the devourer for your sake. Oh, that's in the Bible. That's why we do it. So you got $120. We're going to do tithes and offering, okay? Both of y'all make $120, so put $20 in this tithe jar. Both of you guys. They both make the same amount of money, right? Okay, tithe jar right there. You took care of God, give God a little something, man. Go ahead, yeah. Give him a little something. Yeah, take care of him. Boom. Again, we got wise budgets. A wise budget says that I'm not going to spend more than 50% of my income on my needs, meaning my mortgage, my car, my food, groceries, all that stuff. So my living expenses. So my needs is $60. Now here's where it gets good. Because it's all the same up until this point. But there's ego and there's happiness. It's the one thing that you can control, and it's the thing that is different for everybody in this room. Wealth is the accumulation of what you do with what's left. So let's just say you say, you know what, I'm cool, you know, I just want to go out to lunch this week, that's it. And the rest, I'm going to put into savings and wise investments. But you said, I need them shoes, dog. You put an extra 20 in there? Yeah, you did. That's okay. So you said, man, I need them shoes. Them shoes, they cost me $60. I ain't saving nothing. It's all good, though, because I get paid next week. 120, 120. Let's repeat it. $20 to the tithe. We're going to take care of God. $60 to our needs. $20 to your tithe. Tithe, man. Right there. $60 to the needs. This is how you learn. This is called money management. Okay? And now we got ego and happiness. And you like, you know what? I'm working on some things. I want to be smart. You gave 60 to needs, right? That's it? Okay. I want to make sure. And then for here, you say, you know what? I got my hair done last week. I'm actually good. I just want to be smart. Let's put all of that in there. And you said, man, that Drake and J. Cole, they in concert, bro. So I'm going to put $30 there. But I am going to put $10 in here. I am going to save a little something. But I get paid again. So I got 120. Same thing, tithe and needs. We always want to take care of God. Take care of God. Take care of your needs, because we need a house over our head, $60 in the needs. And here we go again, ego and happiness. Ego and happiness. All right. Spring break. You going to Miami, bro. Come on. And you said, nah. Oh, yeah, you put $10 in there? It's time to get my hair done again. I want to do that again. Okay. It's all good because I get one more. Let's do tithe. No, you're not doing tithe because you spent too much money in Miami. So you going to your needs. You're going to always make sure, well, I used to make sure my car was paid, but now I'm put some of that on credit. And now, with this ego and having a dog, did you see I just got this tax refund? I'm going to Tyson's Galleria. Same amount of money. They both made the same amount of money. But let's look at something. I want you to count your savings and your wise investments. Hey, count it. And I want you to count your savings and wise investments. Count it up. Just count it up. How much you got? You ain't got to count? He said 20 maybe. And that's how some of y'all do your savings. Like Something, maybe. You got $10 in your wise investments. Hold on. How much you got? $110. What? She said, sheesh. He said in 3 weeks? You got $140. So you got more than 1 month's pay. In 3 months. Because the key to wealth, listen, you got a bunch of stuff and nothing to show for it. See, listen. The key to wealth is not increased income, it's a lower ego. It's the ability to say, no, I'm actually good. But what happens, especially in our community, can I talk about it? We rather look like it than actually have it. We rather look like it. You look like you got the bag, but that bag empty. You might actually have a bag, but that joint empty. And you can have wealth by deciding to have a lower ego. So here's what happened. I don't need to raise my income. I need to raise my humility. I need to be able to say, you know what? I actually don't need this. I have enough. I don't have to go after that. I have enough. And the reason why I have enough is because all my needs are taken care of. Praise God. I sowed. I tithed. I did all of that, and now I'm actually good. Wealth, the key to raising your wealth is lowering your ego. Because most of us, we don't even buy the stuff we want because we want it. We buy the stuff because what people going to say once we're in it. I like that, man. Them shoes bad. I like that car. And I started realizing they never even asked the person who's driving the car what your name is. They care more about the stuff than you. So how about you care about you more than the stuff? And over time, these wealth and these savings, and I'm thinking about what God has called me to do more and more. Are you hear what I'm saying? Okay, I heard that, Holy Spirit. I really did just hear that. Okay, I don't know what's in there, but you can have this. And then you can have everything else. So, yeah. Take it with you. Take it with you. Yeah. But you got to do what God just told you to do, though. What did he tell you to do? Say, what else we're supposed to do first? Tithes. Yeah, so you take the... Absolutely. He said, can I give you a dap up? Yeah, you can give me a dap up, man. Yeah. No, listen. It's your job. It's your job to say, God, I'm going to manage well what he's given me. Now look at Proverbs 16. I'm about to wrap it up. And be done. Did they teach an amazing lesson? They taught an amazing lesson. Look what he said. He said, pride goes before destruction. What does that got to do? You can stop playing. What does that got to do with finances? Pride goes before destruction. One of the most prideful things you can do in your finances is think that you're not going to need a savings. One of the most prideful things you can do with your finances is think that winter isn't coming. One of the most arrogant things, people think arrogant is flash. Arrogant is not having a savings account. Arrogant is not managing my money well. Arrogant is it's just going to keep coming like this, and the reality is it's not. There's going to come a time, just through life itself, where you don't earn as much as you used to. And your job is to be prepared for that day. It's the wisest thing that you do. Savings is the hedge between you and life's uncanny ability to life at the most inopportune time. Because the car never breaks down conveniently. And the bill never shows up when you have it. But savings is the hedge that says, I'm not just saving for a wedding. I'm not just saving for a house. I'm not just saving for a trip. I'm saving for saving's sake. I'm saving just because I can. Just because I will. And so what I learned to do is I say no today so I can say yes tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you something. You say no enough, you're going to be able to say yes to whatever you want to. But most of us don't even know how to tell our flesh no. We got to have the shoes, and we got to have the car, and we got to eat out 8 times this week, and we got to go on a trip. We can never tell them, no, don't go to Miami without me. No. I got to save for savings' sake. Why? Let me give you a couple things about savings and we'll be done. Here's why. Savings without spending goals, listen to this, baby, gives you the option and the flexibility to wait or have the opportunity to pounce. When I have a savings and it's healthy, it gives me the flexibility and the ability to wait or to pounce. What do you mean? If I got enough of a healthy savings and I get laid off or I decide to lay myself off, I don't got to take the next job that comes to me. I actually can wait for the best job that comes to me because I'm good. But if there's a business deal that someone wants me to be a part of, I don't got to say, man, I'll be ready next year. No, I got an opportunity now. Pounce on it because I have been saving for saving's sake. It gives me time to think. Savings account gives you time to think. When I have a healthy savings, I got time to be like, let me think about it. It allows you to be able to change course on your own terms. Here's the biggest thing, though. Here's the ultimate flex. Control of my time. Savings gives you the ultimate flex, and it's unseen wealth. Wealth isn't seen. Riches are seen. Wealth is unseen. Wealth is the ability to be like, I'm good. Y'all never see the wealthier people become, the less they look like it? You know why? Because they ain't got nothing to prove. They ain't got nothing to prove. The less they buy, and they start transitioning to memories over materials. And here's the biggest reason why we got to embrace this. Look at Matthew chapter number 25. I'm going to read this pretty fast, and we're done. Say, I'm saving for saving's sake. It says, after a long absence, the master of these 3 servants, talked about this last week, came back and settled up with them. The one given $5,000 showed him how he had doubled his investment. And his master commended him, good work. You did your job well. From now on, I love this part. Be my partner. Can I tell you my prayer? My prayer is that God will view me as a partner in the kingdom. But in order to become a partner, I got to manage first. Just missed it. I got to manage before I become a partner. I want God to say, yo, I trust you. You've been faithful with little. I'll make you rule over much. Now come be my partner in this kingdom. So he came back and he brought $10,000. Look at the second one. And this is the encouragement as well, because the servant with 2,000 showed that he had doubled his master's investment because he had 4,000. And his master said the same thing. He commended him, good work. You did your job well. From now on, come be my partner, which means that partnership is not in how much I give. It's just did I manage and do the best with what I had. So I don't have to give what you give in order for God to view me as better or as loving or as kind. All I really have to do is just manage well what he's given me. And I get to hear the same words. He's equal and he's equitable. But here's the part that I really love. Verse 23. or 24, because we don't talk about this one. The servant given 1,000 said, Master, I know you have high standards and hate careless ways, that you demand the best and make no allowances for error. And I was afraid I might disappoint you. Now, the other two didn't say this. Only he's saying this, because lazy people deflect. Sluggards deflect. It's everybody else's fault. No, you just don't manage well what you've been given. Take accountability. Take ownership. He says, I was afraid that I might disappoint you, so I found a good hiding place, and I secured your money. Here it is, safe and sound, down to the last cent. Look at this, verse 26. The master was furious because he's not interested in you returning back with the same amount that he gave you. He said, that's a terrible way to live. It's actually criminal. What? We don't like talking about this kind of Jesus, do we? They all got quiet. No, he said it's criminal to live this way, to live cautiously like that. If you knew I was after the best, and y'all know that God's after the best, he said, then why did you do less than the least? That's what I told you about last week. The least you can do is go get a high-yield savings account. You at least get some interest on what you put in there. That takes 2 minutes. The least you could have done, oh, wow, are you serious? You should have invested this sum with the bankers where at least I would have got a little interest. And some people will hear this message the last 2 weeks, go get a high-yield savings account and not do anything with it. And here's the part, Dr. J, that we don't like talking about Jesus. We got to talk about it. Look at this. Look at what he says. Take the 1,000 and give it to the one who risked the most. And get rid of this play it safe who won't go out on a limb, throw them out into the utter darkness. In other words, he says, because you won't manage well, I'm going to take it from you and give it to the one who is managing well. And many of us are asking God to increase, and God's like, I'm really about to take. Because you aren't managing well. Why would I give you more and you aren't managing what you have? And my job is to see the kingdom advance, and so I got to give it to people who are kingdom driven. Because I know if I give them more, look at what they're going to be able to do for my kingdom. If I give you more, you might blow it. We got to be money managers, man. Kingdom-minded money managers. That says, God, here's what you gave me. Here's what I'm giving back. Because there's coming a day where he's going to ask you, what did you do with what I gave you? And at this church, we're going to say, God, I managed it well. I managed it well. I went from management to partnership. You could get money through me, not just to me. I advanced your kingdom. I was faithful. I was trustworthy. I wasn't manipulative. I wasn't just thinking about myself, but I managed well what you gave me. And we're looking forward to the day he says, well done, you good and faithful servant. I gave it to you. You showed back up, and look at what you got to show for it. And he shows us the earth, and he says, look at what you were able to do. Already, if you sow here, you're helping thousands of kids in the Philippines. You're helping kids in Ghana. You're building hospitals in Israel. Why would you do that? Because I want to go back to God. And he says, boy, you did that. You did that. You lived, but you did that. That's our job, man. So take a picture of this next slide, because I'm grossly over time. Here's what you got to do with your money, man. You put it to work. You tithe. You have wise budgets. Wise budgets means every dollar is accounted for. You make wise investments. I gave you the wise investments. You don't know what they are, I'll tell you. You don't become arrogant. Don't become arrogant in your resources. Don't you dare get into a mountain of debt. Many of you all got higher interest rates on the debt than the interest you have in your life insurance, the interest that you have in your retirement, and the interest on what God can give back. Prioritize the protection. And then stay patient. Consistency over time leads to wealth. My man said she did that in 3 months. Imagine what you can do in 3 months. Amen? Did you guys enjoy this? Oh, man, thank you, Jesus, for being so good. Thank you for being so awesome. You're absolutely incredible. God, forgive us for being foolish at times. We embrace a wise spirit in Jesus' name. I want to pray for one more person. I want to pray for the person that says, I want to give my life to Christ. If that's you, hey, man, I'm not going to do anything spooky or scary. I'm not going to ask you to come to the front. I think some of y'all, you already know right way. I got to get back right. I got to give my life to Christ, and I'm ready to do it today. So let's just say this prayer. All of us are going to say, God, today, I give you my life. I believe in my heart and confess with my mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord. Come on, let's celebrate.